everyone, I am Samidha Hegde. I am interning with LEXIS and Company. I am a third year law student studying in Ramaya College of Law, Bangalore. Today I am going to be explaining you section 6 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882. Now, section 6 basically talks about what property can be transferred, and so let's understand what can be transferred under section 6. According to section 6, any property can be transferred, like movable, immovable, any property can be transferred except those otherwise provided by the act or any other law in force. Now what this means is there are some exceptions given under section 6 which cannot be transferred, and if there is any specific act or specific law of the land which bars from transferring particular kind of property, then such property also cannot be transferred until and unless that law prevails. So what are the exceptions provided under section 6? Let's understand that. So first one is chance of an heir apparent. Chance of an heir apparent cannot be transferred. Now chance of an heir apparent means legal heirs usually have the right to inherit some property. Now let's say Mr. A has a right to inherit some property from Mr. B after Mr. B's death, and even if he is 100% sure that he is going to inherit that property, he cannot assume that he is the owner of the property and transfer that property to someone else, because at present he is still not the owner and he hasn't received that property yet, and therefore he cannot transfer it to someone else. And the second one is a mere right of re-entry for a breach of a subsequent condition. Now what this means is, now let's understand this with an example. Let's say A and B entered into a lease agreement. A has transferred some property to B for a period of, let's say, 5 years, and A specifically mentions in the lease agreement that there is a tree on the property which cannot be cut, but if B breaches this clause or this condition and cuts down the tree, then A has a right of re-entry. That means even if the term of the lease has not ended, A has the right to receive back the property and take back the possession. And an easement. Next we have an easement. Now what is an easement? Easement is something like some benefit that is associated with the property. It could be like a well from which you can draw water, or stairs, a pathway, or anything like that. Now if let's say there is a multi-storied building, you cannot transfer the stairs to someone else. You cannot tell the people living in upstairs that you have transferred the stairs to someone else and they can no longer use the stairs. That is very illogical and such transfers cannot be made. Next we have future maintenance. Now if two people are related, let's say X and Y are related, and whatever may be the issue, court has given an order that A has to pay some maintenance, X has to pay some maintenance to Y at a future date. So since the maintenance is yet to be due, that is, it is not yet due, so this right cannot be transferred. Now after receiving the maintenance amount or sum, you can use it however you want and transfer it, but until the money is due, you cannot transfer the maintenance amount. Next we have right to sue. Now if I have been wronged from someone else, or someone has committed a crime against me, then I have the right to sue that person. Now I cannot transfer this right to someone else, and therefore right to sue cannot be transferred. Next we have public office. If you are a civil servant, inspector, judge, or anyone holding any sort of a public office, then you have no right to transfer the public office to someone else. Next we have stipend. Stipend can be salary, pension, or any provident fund, or any such benefits that you are supposed to receive. Now you cannot transfer your right to salary to someone else. Now you can receive the sum from your salary or pension, and then later you can pay it to anyone else or give it to anyone else, but you cannot until you receive that money or sum, you cannot transfer the right to receive such payment or salary to someone else, because it is a personal right. Yeah, so that's all. These are the exceptions under section 6, and all these things cannot be transferred. I hope you understood what is section 6, what property can and cannot be transferred. I have also made some other videos on under Transfer of Property Act. Please go and watch it. If you like today's video, please like, share, and also subscribe to the channel and press the notification button for more updates. Thank you.